This morning I want to talk work environments just a little bit in ArchiCAD. So now that ArchiCAD 24 is out and I've finally taken the time to visit my work environment, it is important to rebuild or at least reconstruct and selectively import your work environment from old versions so that you're not losing new features. And it's also sort of a time to reinvent or evaluate how you work in ArchiCAD. I've kind of taken some time to revisit everything from my shortcuts to my palette schemes and settings, and I want to go through some of that with you here and just help you hopefully think critically about how you use ArchiCAD and how you customize your interface. The first thing that I want to point out is that I've drastically reconstructed how I handle my toolbars and my palettes. I've gotten eliminated the toolbox altogether, and I've actually gone with the standard tools palettes up here at the top. So you can see I've got icons for my wall, column, beam, etc., all the way through to my marker types and viewpoints. I've also created these quick drop downs here. It's a little bit redundant since you can technically go to design and architectural tools, but it's just sort of more readily accessible. These are two custom palettes that I've made, and I can take a quick look at showing you how to do that. I've also created a custom palette here for align and distribute. These are tools that I don't use that frequently, so I haven't developed shortcuts to them, but it's a real nuisance to come up here and go to edit, align and distribute and get the tool that you need there. So this is just a little bit more accessible. I apologize if you hear the background noise. I do have kids and a dog running around, so hopefully that's not too distracting here this morning. So other things with my my current work environment, of course, the info box. I like to orient that vertical. It just gives me more access to it. But I've moved the element ID to the top of the info box for all tools. And I can show you how to do that as well here in a second. I always have the teamwork palette up because I would say more than half the work I do is on a BIM server. I've also sort of taken a cue from Jared Banks recently, did a presentation on the quick options, and I've reverted back to using this for now. Although I do sort of habitually use the quick options bar at the bottom since it's been added in, so I might revert back to that later on, but for now I am going to try to revert back to this because it is more compact and it gives sort of the full list of settings regardless of screen size. That's one thing that the quick options bar at the bottom, if you're on a smaller screen, sometimes gets cut off on the right and you don't necessarily get in 3D the 3D styles menu here. And then my my Navigator over here gives me access to all the project map, view map, layout book, and publisher with a quick option to the organizer here if I need it. Just a little bit more accessible, again, than coming up to document and publish. Down here at the bottom, I have excuse me, I have my trace reference palette. I've added more toolbars than I normally have, and again, this is just to give me some access to tools that I use frequently but don't necessarily have shortcuts, such as the attributes here, the standard palette here I've customized because there's some redundancy to the drafting aids palette here, eliminating things like the gravity tool from this palette, eliminating the I'm trying to blank, the grid lines button from this palette. So looking at those palettes in particular, if we go to options, work environments, and toolbars here, you can see really quickly how I've created those custom toolbars. For example, I have created toolbars for the arrange tools, for example. Or sorry, not the arrange tools. I've created toolbars for the align tools, align and distribute tools. So to do this, I just went to new toolbar, create a new toolbar, call it align.